Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel here. Today a new game of Brass played on the Parlor app asynchronously, and I wanted to talk today about playing BRIC with 3 develops instead of 2. This is something I've been exploring recently and had success with, and I think it might be just as good if not better than the more standard BRIC with 2 develops. And this is a pretty crazy game where a lot of people deviated from standard play, played quite crazy, and explored new strategies, and yeah, I really liked it. So we start here immediately in turn 2. Maybe a quick look at the merchant setup. We see that the crates are pretty well set up. This is favorable for crate. We have some cotton on the left here, which potentially someone could try to play off of the left, but this kind of merchants are not as interesting as having, for example, merchant in the Nottingham. Yeah, and we see here in turn 1 and turn 2, I've been developing away the coal and the iron. Blue has been developing away the beer and some cotton. And then orange has also been developing away cotton. So potentially 2 cotton plays here. Not so clear what blue really wants to do, because he also developed away the beer. And just an iron mine and standard loan from purple. A small note here, I think when you go cotton, you should not immediately develop away the level 1 coal. There are some different ways of doing it. If I were in orange shoes, I would have developed away a level 2 crate and then only at the end decide what the extra develop is, where you want to spend it. From my side, I will be going BRIC, but with 3 develops instead of 2. So I will develop away the coal, the iron, the beer, the level 1 crate, and then I have 1 extra develop that I will normally spend on beer. That's the ideal scenario, but it could theoretically also be spent elsewhere. So yeah, I'm taking a loan, building my level 2 iron mine. I like to build to Valsal because I feel like I'm not really helping other players too much by doing that. Unlike when you build to Dudley or to Coventry, where you're often helping someone else to get their coal mine out. But yeah, minor little thing here. And we continue playing. We see here that the cotton player here got their coal out and offset some loans with it, 2 loans with it, so it's fine. Playing towards Worcester, with the idea to play his cottons here, maybe connect them to Gloucester or however it's pronounced, and then sell there. From my side, I'm getting out my beers. This is actually probably a small mistake here. Because we're going to do 1 extra develop, it would be possible to get a level 3 beer out instead of a level 2. So instead of 2 level 2s, I would be able to get out to level 2 and a level 3. Unfortunately, I don't exactly remember. Somehow, beer slots tend to go away fairly quickly, so you have to be careful, not wait too long to get them out. But the Utoxeter one, normally there's 2 Utoxeter cards and no one else can build there, so I could have waited with this second beer, to be honest. We see also here from purple that he built his level 3 and his level 2 iron, fairly standard till now. Hasn't really committed yet. I think only developed away the beer, so not really clear. But I'm guessing purple is also going for fairly standard BRIC play, or maybe try to get the level 4 iron out in Canal. That's also quite strong play. So we continue here, and orange starts to get out his first cotton. I think he's a bit worried that blue will get out cotton as well, because blue did spend 1 develop on the cotton, and maybe he's afraid the spot will go away. And immediately a little bit of tension between these 2 players. Weirdly enough, I mean, so purple, I think, yeah, built here. Not really sure what purple's other action was. Maybe he scouted. Yeah, I think he scouted to. That's a bit of a shame to scout so early, or yeah, okay. Normally with BRIC play, you don't really need to scout. It's the cards are brass. The cards are lenient enough that you can, yeah, work this into your build. But okay, he had to scout. And then we see kind of a pretty crazy play from blue, who has gotten 3 beers out and is at -9 income. To give you an idea, -10 is the minimum, and playing pretty unconventional here. Normally when you get into negative income, -3, -4, you really want to increase your income, typically with a coal mine or an iron mine, because each income step is an actual income. So it's very efficient to increase your income if you're between 0 and -10. Between 0 and 10 it's okay, and above 10 it just becomes quite inefficient. So normally no one would play like this, but I'm guessing here blue was like, oh, whatever, I don't care. I'm just gonna get as much beer out as possible and loan my way through it. He doesn't even have access to level 2 coal to quickly offset it, but maybe he thought I can later develop and then build a coal mine in Coventry, a level 2 coal mine to offset money. I'm just thinking out loud what I would be thinking in blue's shoes, what I would be doing in blue's shoes, but yeah. From my side, I built a canal to Coventry. I'm a bit indifferent here. A blue will be able to play first and basically profit from this link if he wants to, but I can build an iron or I can build a coal, so I'm going to build one of the 2. And I'm a bit indifferent. I think balls are a good tier for me to offset some of my loan, or with the coal rather, or build the iron to get more of the points. I think also I was checking which cards had been played or so, but not really sure. My guess is it's possible blue has a Coventry card. And we continue here, and something really big happened. Blue on his turn, it was first player, developed away his level 1 and his level 2 iron, and it was level 3, overbuild purple in Dudley. So immediately, kind of very aggressive move. I say it's unusual to see so many overbuilds in Canal, especially if 3 people go iron. If 2 people go iron, then overbuilds happen, but 3 people iron, normally don't really see so many overbuilds. But I like Blue's idea to just wait a bit and then overdevelop someone. It's very hurtful for that player. So Blue got out his level 3 iron. From my side, I got my iron out in Coventry, and I think Purple built the Canal and then built in Valsal a beer. Yeah, I guess he kind of didn't have any other slot to build a beer, because, I mean, maybe Nunyaton, he had the Nunyaton card, I'm not really sure. Because by doing this, of course, he will help someone else here. If someone else has the Burden on Train card, like myself, we can build here a Coal, we can build here a Crate. But then again, it's a 6 points Canal, so I guess it's okay. Orange is taking a loan, and what else? Just checking, and developed away his beer. And this is a bit strange to me. I guess he's a bit fearful someone will steal his beer, with potentially 2 players going cotton, even though Blue didn't really develop anything further. Yeah, Orange, okay, so he decides to develop away. So he will build one more here, connect and sell, or maybe build another beer in the meantime. But there's really not so many beer slots remaining if you actually look. Because Blue built so many, if Orange builds, he only has Nunyaton or Utoxeter really left. Yeah, I don't know, I'm thinking this was maybe not really necessary here. But why not? Why not give it a try? Oh, okay, yeah, I think this is the wrong order. So this was how it originally was, and then Orange played. Now we continue into next round. Orange builds in Worcester and builds in Utoxeter. Yeah, this will pretty much guarantee he'll connect and then sell afterwards. Have sufficient beer, etc. So at the moment, Orange is quite efficient. Only 1 Canal, just a coal mine. But of course, he had to do 4 develops. This will mean that in Rail he has access to cotton and to beer and to coal, and this is a very strong combination in Rail. You have basically this one to get cash and get your income a bit up, and then these 2 are the big pointers, like the ones that give the most points. Purple then, I think it's a bit odd here. Purple decides to build another beer. Yeah, I think I would have gone with something more standard, like just building level 1 and level 2 crate, for example, and then try to sell them off your beer, which is also good because your Canal here will then yield extra points if you flip your beer. But if you don't flip your beer, then this Canal is actually kind of a bit weak, right? It doesn't yield many points, plus you're potentially helping me because I have the other Burden on Train card. Not 100% convinced about this move. I guess I would rather try to flip. Now you can also sometimes just say I leave 2 beers, 1 or 2 beers unflipped, and then the start of Rail you double Rail off them. This can sometimes work, so I guess that's what Purple is going for. From my side, fairly standard, just playing Birmingham and playing Burden on Trent. And I'm actually, till now, I'm quite happy with my Canal era. I have only 2 links. I think, yeah, it's hard to do less than 2 links with BRIC, but 2 links is fine, and often you end up building up 3. I mean, Purple is already at 3. Blue is at none, but Blue is playing very strange, very odd, and Orange will have to build at least 1 more, so Orange will be at 2. But for now, I'm actually quite happy. I'm thinking last turn, very standard, loan and sell. Loan and sell, flip everything, and it should be more than 70 points, 70 to 75 points with this kind of build, with this kind of buildings built and flipping. So I'm not too unhappy. Because Blue and Purple are going a bit differently, they will have a lot of unflipped beers, and then they will try in Rail to catch up with lots of double rails. It's a bit hard to judge exactly where the position is. And Orange has a lot of potential, access to 3 very good industries, but the merchant setup is maybe not the best for cotton. I mean, still, it's decent. There's 4 points here to grab. The issue for Orange a bit is that, well, it's a bit weird. What is Blue going to do with this 1 develop spent in cotton? Is Blue still going to get out cotton and kind of screw over Orange? It could happen. It's a bit unclear. And Blue is still at -7 income, which is really large. I don't think this is optimal, but it's interesting to see a bit of a different approach. And we see, by the way, that we ran out of iron again. I think even at one point I was thinking, I just didn't, I had the Derby card. I was thinking at one point to maybe build towards Derby and then build an iron mine here, but I would first need to build something here. I just ran out of actions to really do it, but yeah. You could say maybe I couldn't overbuild yet. There were still 2 irons in the market. Then Blue does something absolutely crazy and just overbuilds me in Coventry. Did he scout for that, or? Oh yeah, he scouted here. You see it in the game log. He scouted and then overbuilt me in Coventry. He then also, yeah, linked here to Wolverhampton to get some extra coal to stabilize a bit his income, which honestly I think he should have done earlier. If he's anyway doing it, then why do it late if you could have done it early? But very, very punishing here for blue. I'm losing my level 3 iron. It would have scored 7 points in Canal and probably 7 in rail. Not 100%, but basically losing me 14 points here. At least 7, if not 14. And he did pretty much a similar thing to purple before. So very strong moves here. And I think then purple, instead of building anything and selling, I mean, maybe he could have built in Coventry and sold, or Wolverhampton, but I don't know, maybe he didn't have the cards for it. Decides to just loan up. Yeah, he loans up to lots of money, and basically he says, well, there's going to be lots of beer left at the end of at the start of rail, and I will then quad rail of my own beer. Yeah. I'll talk a bit more about the strengths and the weakness of this approach afterwards. From my side, just loan and sell, and then I guess orange connects here and sell. So that's kind of what happens. And now we're at the start of rail. So this is what happened. Everyone kind of orange connected and sold. It's kind of a good moment to pause and see a bit where do we stand income-wise, money-wise, VP-wise. And yeah, so maybe just a small note. So here, purple, start of rail, immediate quad rail. Deciding to take the farm brewery, and I'll come a bit back on that because I'm not really sure it's such a good move in this case. We also see here a bit of weakness to leave 3 beers. If you leave so many unflipped beers, if you leave 1 or 2, you're often able to double rail of it yourself if the others cannot reach it. But here you're having so much unflipped beer that basically other players can use it. I would be able to use purple's beer, I would be able to use blue's beer, orange maybe as well. And so a lot of these unflipped beers that if you're able to quad rail of it yourself and they're valuable links, I'd say this can be quite a good approach. But if you're not able to quad rail of it yourself, you're just giving beers to others, it can backfire a lot. Good links is typically here to Derby, Utoxeter, Stone. I mean, these are often worth 7, 8, sometimes even 9 points. So these are very valuable links. But of course, purple is not present here, so purple cannot do this. Instead, spends a bit around Birmingham. These 2 links, they're often quite valuable. I mean, it's already worth 6 points, already worth 5 points, potentially more. Links to Nuneaton and Coventry are also very valuable. But here instead there's 2 extra links he decides to spend to get to Farm Brewery. Now Farm Brewery is quite strong, don't get me wrong, but it's often strong when you're able to combine it with industry. So you're building, I don't know, the level 5, if you're going pottery, you're going level 5, you're building level 5, then you build on the Farm Brewery, you sell. Or if you're going cotton, you build 2, 3 cottons, maybe the level 1 pottery, and then you have the Farm Brewery, and this allows you to sell 3, 4 industries. If you're going brick like myself here, where you have the 2 crates out, if you have a Farm Brewery, if I have a Farm Brewery, I'm always thinking of developing away the level 3 and the level 4, and then building the level 5 crates. For purple here, it's a bit different because he has kind of nothing developed here. He doesn't really, I mean, the level 1, he would have to develop to unlock the level 2 crates. Cotton, let's forget about it, it's just too far away. So it's kind of a bit awkward. You're not going to really use it to flip industries. You could maybe take the level 1 pottery and then the level 3 pottery, but there's a limited amount of pottery spots. There's only 4, and yeah, they can quickly go away. So it's a bit hard to really do that. You could also build very early and then double rail a bit, very early in rail, but I don't know. I'm not really convinced by this move by immediately going to the Farm Brewery. I'd say it's a bit different if you like orange. Orange, for example, can really use a Farm Brewery, building lots of industry and then using his Farm Brewery. But for purple, it's kind of a bit weak. We also see point-wise that he's only at 50 points. Of course, there's some potential here. And there's also this one. So it's more like 57 points that he has. But he already played his actions, right? The first actions of rail, while the rest of us hasn't. Orange and yellow are very, very close. Orange and me. He has slightly less cash, but I'd argue he has a bit more potential because the level 4 cotton is very strong. He has access to beer, he has access to coal. So in my view, orange is probably a bit ahead, or for sure has more potential. And then blue, I think the very strange opening he was playing might not have fully played out. And we'll see how it develops afterwards. Keep in mind he has another 17 points here, plus once this all flips, right? So this is 17 points, plus the income will be higher. So actually he's very equal with everyone else. Actually, he's actually not too far behind. I'd say the weakness is that there's no industries he can build without at least developing, right? The develop into cotton was basically a mistake. He didn't make use of it at all. And also he has already used up his level 3 and level 4 iron, which often are strong moves in rail. So he cannot do that. So his potential is much more limited than other players. Yeah, in my view, Blue's approach to develop away the level 1 and 2 and then overbuild someone is quite interesting. I just feel he maybe overdid it a little bit with the beer. Maybe 1 less beer and 1 more coal mine, or a bit earlier the coal mine, and he would have more income and be the better stage. Here again, you have level 3, level 4. If you're able to get them out, really great. But because everyone was building beer, there are literally no beers spots left. Yeah, there's just the 2 farm breweries that are left. So because everyone went beer, it's definitely not guaranteed he will be able to get those out. He will need to secure a farm brewery and then maybe overbuild his level 2 with a level 4, which is okay, but not as good as kind of getting out to level 4. And we also see here a bit blue's weakness. Blue was able to weaken purple and weaken myself with the overbuilds, sure, but what are you going to do about orange? Yeah, so that's why I'm actually not too fond of overbuilding other players in Canal, because maybe you're just king making and you're like the second player overbuilding the third player and the first player just runs away with the victory. So you're all, I think that's one argument to not do too often, this overbuilder, to be careful. So when two players go iron, they often happen. When three players go iron, then normally there's no overbuild in Canal. This is a bit the exception here. When four players go for iron, which I don't really advise, but if that happens, then rarely any overbuilds occur. Okay, so that's kind of it on the start of rail. It's an important moment to just kind of pause. I say my cards are okay. I have a, yeah, they're actually good. I have an iron, that's good. That means I can overbuild someone at one point, or build it myself by connecting to Redditch or Derby or Stoke-on-Trent or maybe Colebrookdale. I have the Stoke-on-Trent, which I like because this will allow me to get my level 1 pottery out and maybe extra crates. Utoxeter could be useful if I overbuild one of my own beers. Yeah, so I'm acceptable. Maybe only weakness is I don't have any coal card in hand. I like to build coal mines turn 2, 3, 4 of rail. Ideal like 2 I think is sufficient most of the time, but I don't have any in hand. So I start and I use up the beer from blue and a double rail of it and then a single rail. Okay, I'm completely out of money, but these are very valuable links. These are probably the most valuable links there are on the map. But this one worth probably 7 points by the end of the game, if not more, and this one worth 8 points, if not more, sometimes 9. So I'm quite happy about that. We see the coal price is already close to maximum. This is very typical, and it's also one of the reasons why you often want to be first in rail. You get access to the cheaper coal. We continue. Orange does a lone and then a double rail connecting Utoxeter to stone here and here. Also very strong link points. But of course, you see here, right, that the beer from purple and blue gets used by yellow and orange, and that's not really what you want to have happen. Blue then, just checking quickly. Seems to, yeah, build a coal mine here in Nunyaton and then build 4 rails with maybe a lone in between. Not really sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Securing the farm brewery. This is kind of annoying for orange because I think for orange you have only 1 level 2 beer out, which means you cannot overbuild your own beer. And yeah, so basically orange is invested a lot into beer, but now won't be able to overbuild, or I mean, will need to develop if he wants to overbuild his own beer, which would be kind of painful. And the 2 farm breweries are secured. This is a bit annoying for orange. If I were orange, I would have. I would be a bit annoyed. I understand maybe he thought blue wouldn't do this, and he had still 1 more turn to do it. And these links here and here, they're quite valuable, and they make use of the beer to double rail. But we could have also considered maybe instead of these 2 links to double rail here, securing the farm brewery. But I'm not really saying orange made a mistake here. I see why he did so. So then orange also built here a coal mine and a rail. Good stuff. Gets access to Stafford if he has a pottery card. It's very good. From my side, I'm kind of broke. I have to loan, and I decide to double loan. That way I'll be going first into the next stage. I think that was my idea, but also just because I'm really broke. And then once I have here negative income, I'll offset it with a coal mine. Which actually I still don't have any coal mine. I mean I have Colebrookdale, but it's not connected to the market or so I don't want to give others free coal. I want to immediately build my coal and that is flubs. So purple between those 2 moves built an iron mine here in Derby and built this one here. I don't really like leaving free iron. I guess I would have waited a bit more. Maybe I was afraid we would run out of spots, but I still see, you know, there's a spot here, there's a spot here, there's a spot here. There's still 4 spots on the map, and orange is not going to go into iron very likely, and there's just the 2 of us. I would have waited a bit to build the iron. I don't feel I was needed to rush it that fast. You could have gotten a bit better price. I mean, nothing dramatic. And this is a good link. 6 points, then maybe gives him access to Stoke-on-Trent later on, expanding his network basically. Yeah, and we see here purple is not really using this farm brewery. So my idea then, if you don't use your farm brewery early, you're using it late to sell industries. But that's kind of the weakness of purple's build. What is he going to build as industries? He needs to develop. He needs at least 1 extra develop, probably like level 1 crate and level 3 beer, and then build maybe 2 level 2 crates and then the level 4 beer and sell. It's kind of meh. It's not really impressive. The fact that you need to do an extra develop into it, I find a bit awkward. But okay. From my side here, for me, I see max prices of coal. This is the right moment to build coal mines. So level 2, 3, 4 of the rail area. I have Thames worth. Yeah. I don't talk too much about the hand management, the card management. There's of course a lot of thinking there. I mean, sometimes it's quite obvious here. I have 2 iron mines. I don't need 2 of them. I have only 1, so I throw 1 away. Very obvious. So yeah, here I build. I'm still on the lookout for basically blue. Cannot build any industries here. I mean, apart from level 1 pottery, but might get into the game, and same with purple, who might get into the game, but will need to develop. Now, I'm not saying developing in rail is a mistake. It can be quite strong given the situations, but if you develop just to get access to the level 2 crate, the level 2 crate are not so strong. They're even in Canal, they're not so strong. They're just kind of convenient to flip the beer and they stay into rail, but they're not like that strong. So if you develop in rail towards them, it just kind of doesn't feel. It feels a bit underwhelming. Okay, purple then builds a coal mine as well and builds a level 1 pottery. I think that's okay. Once you get to income 9, 10, generally, I'd say it's rarely interesting to build a coal mine. Most of the time you can. I mean, sometimes if you just need like 10 cash, then you build a coal mine. But if you need a bit more loan instead, the income you gain from coal is often not strong anymore towards second part of rail. So Orange needs to really, really, really pay attention to the beer, because his level 2 beer, he won't be able to get it out due to the circumstance in this game where just everyone is building lots of beer in Canal, and he doesn't have access to farm brewery, so he needs to be really, really careful. Because it's not guaranteed that he will be itself. Like the least risky approach for Orange would be to build one level 4 cotton, the level 1 pottery like he did. Just build one level 4 here, connect and sell, not too late, before anyone else does. Ideally, of course, he would also get this here. But we have to see a bit what blue does with cotton, and you have to be very careful. Once you need to sell like 3 or 4 industries, if you're not able to build a beer or overbuild one of your breweries, you're taking big risks. Yeah. So we continue. Purple built a rail here, and I'm not sure what else. I think scouted, or maybe developed. Not really sure. Oh, I think developed. Yeah. Sorry, see, I marked it here. So at the time, so developed away the coal and the level 1 crate. For me, it feels a bit painful. Level 2 coal by end of rail, they're not so strong. By say turn 3, 4, they're still acceptable, but it's kind of getting a bit late. And then the level 2 crate, I already talked about it. So feels a bit it feels a bit painful. I feel to at this stage to develop, or really it sets back a bit your tempo. I'm just thinking what else there could be done. Could still build some links. I mean, there's still some valuable links here in North, maybe towards Stoke-on-Trent. Yeah, but not so many valuable links, to be honest. I think most of them are already kind of built. So yeah, maybe that's also what I would have done in purple shoes. And here blue develops away his level 1 and his level 1 cotton and his level 1 crate, and starts building the level 2 cotton. Level 2 cotton is not particularly strong, but it gives a bit of extra link points. And yeah, I'd say why not? Very annoying for Orange, of course, because some of the cotton spots here are guaranteed. Cotton spots are going away. Plus, potentially blue will also try to take this beer. I would say probably because it's 4 points a lot, maybe even this beer. But blue is in no hurry because blue has a farm brewery. But it's very annoying for Orange because there's just not many cotton spots left. There's Derby, and then there's maybe some here up north that would need to be connected, and then there's Kirchmeister. If I put myself in Orange shoes, I would really keep it simple. Bolt here, level 4 cotton, connect and sell in turn 4 or 5. Yeah, exactly here around this time. And then in turn 6, 7, 8, you just build links and maybe some coal mines to keep going. And so you're not going to do a big sell action with 4 industries, but at least you're kind of guaranteed to sell, because without the farm brewery, I talked about it already. It just kind of gets a bit risky for Orange. We see purple here building a level 2 coal, and I'm not sure what else. What else did he do? I'm just trying to see what happened. I don't see it. Oh, but loaned. Yeah, loaned. Yeah, it makes sense. From my side, after this, so I built these 2 links here. They're 2 valuable links, and I have a plan in mind that I will show you now. But I'm thinking also this is the right moment to think. I will have 8 cards when I end my turn, and this means 8 actions. And I'm thinking, what will these 8 actions be? And I'm thinking I will develop. There are a couple of ideas, but the basic idea is develop away level 3 and your level 4 crate, and then start building the level 5 crate. The level 5 crate is not particularly strong, but it has extra link points, and yeah, this makes it actually quite valuable if you're able to surround the location. Normally this would be 8 points plus the link value, but in this case, because the enhanced link value, you should consider this to be 12 points if I am able to build it in Derby, which means it's as strong as a level 4 cotton, but it's cheaper. Yeah, and kind of easier to get into. Of course, it needs extra beer to sell, so this is a bit of a hassle, and it will require me to. I mean, if I had access to a farm brewery, build in a farm brewery, but because I don't have that, I will need to overbuild one of my own beers. I was also thinking of maybe developing away the level 3 and the level 3 beer and the level 3 crate, and then build the level 4, one level 5, and then overbuild my own beer with level 4. So a couple of ideas there. I'll build 3 to 4 industries. Actually, I wrote down 3 to 4, but I'm not really sure why. I think 2 to 3 industries. I'm gonna build the level 5 crate and probably the level 1 pottery in Stoke-on-Trent. I have the card for it. Or the level 4 and the level 5 plus maybe the level 1 pottery. So probably 3 industries. So I need to develop ones. I need 3 industries. I need to build beer. I need to sell. I need to get my iron out. And we see already these are like 7 actions. I probably need a rail in between or a loan or maybe a coal mine. So that's kind of my idea. It's very tight. 4 industries is for sure not doable, but probably 3 or worst case 2, just the level 5 crate and the level 1 pottery. So that's my plan. Hopefully build in Derby. If someone else builds in Derby, I can still build the level 5 crate in Belper or maybe in Stoke-on-Trent. It's a bit weaker because I don't get all the link points from it, but it's still acceptable to me. And if Blue, for example, builds in Derby, he's just giving me points because this is also 2 link points. So I don't think Blue would ever do that. Maybe Orange would maybe build in Derby. But of course he needs to have the card. He doesn't have access to it, so yeah. That's kind of my thinking here, and often in Canal and in Rail between turn 4 and turn 5, it's good to plan out your next 8 actions because I mean, you know now all the 8 cards you have. I draw a lot of beer, by the way, here, which I don't really need because I anyways have the Tuxedo card to build my own beer, but yeah. Maybe this caused some annoyances with other players who didn't lack the beer cards that they really needed. Blue takes a loan and builds this rail here to Coalbrookdale. This is, again, very annoying for Orange because basically Orange cannot connect this link. Only Blue can. I mean, maybe Orange has a Coalbrookdale card and can build a coal there and then later connect. But now Orange is a bit locked out. He has 3 links, which is acceptable when you go high level cotton. You build maybe 3 to 5 links. My advice for Orange would be just connect here and sell, and then continue building rails and coal. Because it's just kind of hard. Like now, it will be hard for him to connect here, and with the beer situation, it's gonna get tricky. We continue, and Purple builds. Let me just check a bit what happened here. Purple builds 2 additional links. They're probably going to be worth 5 points. Okay, but of course not the best links. I mean, by this point, they're probably the best links outstanding, but not the best links in general. And Blue, sorry, just checking. Blue similarly is building 2 links here. Again, okayish links, but not the best, but yeah, good enough. From my side, I finally take action here, and I have basically 3 ideas in mind. So the first one I said is develop away the level 3 and the level 4 crate and build my level 5 here. Very nice, very juicy for the link point value. My other idea would be to develop away the level 3 of the beer and the crate and then build level 4 and maybe next turn build my level 5 there. Of course, there's a bit of tempo loss and then maybe someone else builds there in the meantime, which would be annoying, but yeah. I can then overbuild my level 2 with a level 4 beer, which nets 5 points. So that's another idea. And I have a third idea, which is to build a coal mine in Coalbrookdale. Because it's kind of the last point in time where it still would be good to build a coal mine, and already block the Stoke-on-Trent with my pottery. And yeah, this makes it pretty much impossible for Orange to make this connection here. I mean, he would have to overbuild or maybe develop away and build iron or something, but kind of quite annoying for Orange, I think. And you see here, I'm writing down what are my 6 actions. I'm thinking, if I follow the C proposal here, so my third proposal, I still need to develop. I need to build my iron. I need to build a level 5 crate. I need to sell. I mean, build a beer, then sell everything, and probably 1 rail because I need to connect, I guess, Stoke-on-Trent to Warrington. That's probably what I need to do. So that's kind of also some option. And this is the simplest option, the first one I discussed. Just immediately go, no one takes your spot, you're safe. But I was thinking, I'm spending here less than Blue and Purple, so I will be playing before them again. It's not like they're gonna steal the spot. Only maybe Orange could, but for Orange, honestly, in Orange shoes, I would not try to get extra cottons out. I think it's just kind of risky and not worth it. I would just be building links in coal mines. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe let's go with this approach. So I end up going with this last approach that I mentioned. So the pottery here and the coal mine here. I think also if I wouldn't go with this approach, I would at one point run out of cash and I would have to need 1 extra loan in between, and it would just like barely not work or so. So that's nice here with the coal mine. Gives me a bit of extra cash, a bit of extra income, just enough to keep going with this, right? The iron will probably pay for itself, and with the iron price highs, the build cost around 25-ish, and the beer another, let's say 10. So we're talking about 35, maybe 40. With the rail, maybe 40, 45, which it should barely work, I think. They're still developing between, but I think this should barely work. I should barely have enough money, but it will be very tight. So here, Orange is playing and plays 4 moves in a row, and he, I don't know what he did. He built somewhere. Oh yeah, he built A coal mine in Belper, a level 4, and this is, in my eyes, very risky. I've been talking the whole time. I'm like confused how Orange will get enough beer to sell everything. And it seems his idea is he will connect here, and the next turn he will connect Worcester to Gloucester and sell everything. And that would work, yeah. There's 2 beers here, 1 beer here, he sells everything. The issue is he spends so much money, he will probably be lost in turn 7, so in between there's like potentially up to, I mean, these 3 players playing twice, potentially. And it's not guaranteed that this beer will still be standing. Of course, anyone could just build a, I mean, I'm guessing like Purple or Blue would be more than happy to build in Coventry or Belper and then sell. Well, could maybe do it. I wouldn't say more than happy, but could maybe do it. So for Orange, I'm not really convinced. The fact that he connects here, it just helps other players potentially more than it helps himself. I don't mind the link from Stone to Stoke-on-Trent. Gives you some extra options. It's probably going to be worth 4 or 5 points. Plus later on you could connect if really need be. But I feel like in Orange shoes I would have. I build a rail, build a coal mine, and then build a link and sold. I would have kept it simple in my view. From my side, I finally do what I said I would be doing. I develop away the 2 crates and build the level 5 crate. Very juicy because of all the link points. And it's a good moment to pause here and look a bit like who's winning, who has the most points. And basically, Purple has 90 points in the bank. Still 2 actions to play. I mean, he's basically 2 actions behind yellow and orange. There is some potential here. And yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, if he was able to get a level 5 crate here in Birmingham with extra link points, it would be maybe interesting, but he's just way too far behind here. He would need to spend 2 develops to just get there, so this is not really possible. So I'd say 90 points plus 2 actions, so around 100 points plus some potential here. Yeah, let's be generous and say maybe 105 points. Then we have Orange, which once he sells everything, I computed here 122 points, so a solid 10 to 15 points ahead of Purple, actually. From my side, I'm around 119 points once everything is sold, so I am a little bit behind Orange, but not a lot. But I think my life is slightly easier. I can just overbuild one of my own beers and sell, and I get a plus 3 points from here, which is going to be nice. I don't remember if I counted the plus 3 points already into this. And then we have Blue with 97 points roughly, and still 2 actions to take. I basically added up some extra points that he has from here. So in summary, Orange and me are kind of winning at this stage, and the other 2 are maybe 10-ish points behind, 10-15 points behind. Orange probably has a small lead if he's able to sell everything, and it's very conditional because in my view it's probably a bit too complex for Orange, and I wonder if he just did not take too much risk. And I'm kind of like, why not just build some extra rails and coal mines, score 4 or 5 points per turn, and instead of going for the big risks here. But very close game at this stage. It's kind of hard to say who's winning. Kind of Blue will probably try to get extra cotton out. Intense Word would be nice because he has more links here, and then build on the farm brewery and sell at the very end, or maybe try to connect to Shrewsbury and sell there to get the 4 extra points. That's kind of my thinking as Blue, if I were Blue. And then for Purple, build 2 level 2 crates, or 1 level 2 crate and a level 1 pottery. I would have preferred originally if instead of the develop he would have built a level 1 pottery and then built a level 3 pottery, like built a level 2 and then overbuilt level 2 with a level 3 pottery, and then use the farm brewery to sell everything. But even that, it wouldn't really be guaranteed. He would have needed 3 beer. And yeah, okay, now maybe it doesn't work that nicely actually. I just think like Purple was basically missing. He needed 1 more develop in the Canal era, and in Rail it kind of lost a bit tempo when he had to develop and then build the coal mine at a somewhat late stage for Rail. But yeah, so that's the current scoring in my mind. I'm thinking Orange is ahead, but not by a lot. I don't have very direct ways to overbuild him, for example. I cannot really overbuild. I mean, maybe I can overbuild one of his coal mines, but I don't really have the cards for it anyway. But I can try to block him, consume his beer. This beer I can consume, this beer I can consume. Block a bit spots and the rails and these kind of things. I don't think Blue or Purple have any chance to catch up to me. They cannot like overbuild me or so at this stage. So we continue, and Blue, as predicted, builds here a level 2 cotton. We see also Purple building the level 2 crate and level 1 pottery as well as some coal. Okay, let's say at this stage of the game it's normal. And then it's Blue's turn, and Blue does something a bit strange, and I'm trying to put myself in Blue's shoes. Blue here has a farm brewery. I would just keep the farm brewery till the very end, build a beer, sell on the last actions. Basically, you're pretty much guaranteed no one can block you. Blue here thinks a bit differently. Blue instead builds the beer here, and his idea is that, oh well, he has a level 4 beer, so he can always overbuild one of his level 2 beer to the level 4. It nets you 5 points. It's fairly cheap. He has enough money for it. Yeah, he has enough money for it. So in the last turn he can build his level 4 and sell. Still netting 5 points. There's kind of one weakness in this, kind of very obviously. He's basically leaving a lot of beer on the board for others, and I'm trying to think. maybe he thought, oh well, orange will consume it, and yeah, I'm not really sure here. I guess blue was just a bit behind and just plays to maximize his own points. Probably it does maximize his own points, but if you leave that much beer, you're inevitably going to help other players as well. So yeah, in this case, because I'm just after blue, I suddenly see a very good move. I mean, my original plan was to overbuild one of my own beers and then sell everything, but now that there's 2 beers here, I see a much better move. I'm gonna pause here for like 5 seconds. Can you see the move? It's not very obvious. So the move to do is to build another level 5 crate here, and then sell everything. Yeah, so using this card, I build in stock on trend, and then I sell everything. So I consume 3 beers from the merchants, plus the 2 beer the blue supplied to me. And I'm quite happy because I don't need to overbuild anything myself. Next turn, I'm gonna build an iron mine, and hopefully, it depends a bit on the price, etc. Hopefully I still get to build a rail, but it's gonna be tight for the rail. So I'm thinking, if the gold price is low enough, I can do iron mine plus rail. So I'm quite happy with this because I don't need to overbuild one of my own beers, which will only have netted 2 points and not terribly strong. And I get also an extra level 5 crate out, even though I'm giving up some link points to orange, to be honest, to be fair. But the big strength of this move is it basically denies all other players beer. The beer from blue is gone, the beer from the merchant is gone, and yeah. I guess for purple this doesn't matter too much. He still has his farm brewery, he's going to build here and sell with his own farm brewery, he doesn't really mind. For blue, this is annoying. I guess blue is like, oh well, I can overbuild one of my own beers, but he has 3 industries to sell, and he only has access to 2 beer, so he's a bit screwed actually. He needs to, yeah, I was gonna say he needs to like rail, build a beer, and sell, except he only has 2 actions, so and not 3. So blue kind of ended up screwing himself here, I feel. Maybe he should have stayed with just 2 industries and then just built a farm brewery at the end and sold, instead of trying to get a 3rd industry out. I'm basically trying too much here. I guess I just didn't see this move of me building an extra crate and just consuming all the beer. They were like, oh, no matter what yellow does, there will still be beer left. And that would be true for most industries, but the level 5 crates, 2 level 5 crates consumes 4 beer just by itself, and just like that, everything is gone. And so this is a bit of a dick move by me here, to be honest, but just taking away all the beer from the merchants. I mean, same with orange. I've been saying whole game, I'm not really sure how he's going to be able to sell everything, but for sure by now it's clear he's not going to be able to sell everything. He can like connect and sell 2 here at the bottom, that's it. And yeah, if you start counting points, I'm around 135 plus probably 9 from the iron plus maybe 4 from a rail, if 4 or 5 from a rail, if I have the money, which at this stage is not really clear. So I'm around 145, maybe 150, and the others are just behind. They're just behind, and that's even being generous and they're able to sell everything. They're just a bit behind, and yeah, so orange connects and sells his 2 cottons, but his level 1 pottery remains unflipped. From my side, I'm forced to loan to build the iron mine, which is a bit unfortunate, so I don't get an extra rail in. And yeah, so you see here how it is. First, I'm just lacking barely enough money to build my iron. That's a shame. But we then go to the final scoring here, and we see here blue unflipped here, an unflipped industry, and orange here. This is very rare. With good players, normally this gets planned out and never happens. But yeah, so kind of some things I really liked in this game. It's the very chaotic Canal era with people massively loaning, overbuilding each other. Kind of new. I wouldn't say it's the best way. I still think once you're at -3 income, you should try to get positive fairly soon. Maybe next turn, maybe the turn thereafter. But still interesting to see this idea of waiting to build the iron and then suddenly overbuild others. I think the weakness of it is that, you know, blue weakened me, weakened purple, probably also weakened himself a bit in the process, and in the end orange had then a small lead going into rail. And if the cotton merchant setup had been better, it would have been a big lead for orange. So I feel like don't weaken other players too early in Canal era when it's not really clear who's winning yet. I think here for purple, yeah, getting overbuilt in Canal is always painful. Plus then maybe not having enough access on the board, or like missing a develop, basically not having access to coal immediately and not having access to the level 2 crates immediately, rushing the farm brewery but then not really knowing what to do with it, kind of. So these are like some small pointers here. And for myself, I really like playing BRIC with 3 develops. I've started to play it more and more. As I said at the beginning, it just feels you have enough actions to do it, you have enough space to do it. I mean, anyway, if I'd played it a bit better, I would have gotten a level 3 beer out instead of a level 2. But yeah, so it would have netted me an extra 4 points. It's not small. And you see here, even though I got overbuilt, my level 3 iron got overbuilt in Canal, costing me 7 to 14 points. I still kind of managed to win here. Although, to be honest, I think it was very close. I think I was counting that orange was like 3-4 points ahead of me if he managed to sell everything. I think he just took a little bit too much risk, kind of not necessary to build an extra level 4 cotton. Maybe he could have skipped that out. And yeah, so don't forget to like and subscribe for more content, and see you guys on the Parlor or on Tabletop Simulator. Ciao, Spoon out.